Sheik's my favorite character to watch in Smash Bros. Of all time. She's a ninja that goes in and out, sneaking in hits and forcing her opponent into the corner with her lightning fast frame data. She doesn't do all that much damage per hit, honestly, and can't really kill, but her presence on and off stage are just downright oppressive. And if you're a player that loves keeping control of the game, or just loves putting a lot of pressure on your opponent all the way to their death, Sheik will be an amazing choice for you.
If you want to main a character that you know is good and will stay good, Sheik is honestly a great option. Smash 4 started as a busted character, moved on to a great character, and finally ended up as a pretty good character. But no matter the meta, no matter the changes, no matter anything, she was always a solid choice. Her tried and true neutral prowess, in addition to her godlike aerial combos, just led to a character that was, while not always broken, always a great choice. And as long as you can deal with just never getting kills or freeze this character, she feels really good. In Ultimate, she looks as good, maybe even better than in the past. She always had a good amount of stuff going for her, but in this game, she even has a bit more, but as well a bit more going against her. The thing is, she's still going to be good, she's still going to be fun, and she's still going to be awesome to watch. And if you love Sheik in the past, or maybe even just thought about picking her up and playing her, Ultimate's going to be a perfect starting point for her. And honestly, I can't wait to see what people are going to be able to pull off in this new game with Sheik.
For more future information on Sheik, if you want, press subscribe, as I'll be giving any updated information about Sheik and every other character in Smash Ultimate to boot in the future, along with more advanced tips on Sheik as the game comes out. Now, in this section, I'll be going over the most important changes / the best parts about Sheik. I won't be going over Sheik's frame data for every single move, but it will be linked in the description below if you want to read up on it. Anyways, Sheik's always been known for her amazingly quick and lagless attacks, and in Ultimate, they're actually all still here. A lot of people were really worried about this, and I think a lot of people just expected them to be nerfed a ton, but in reality, she actually stayed quite close to the same as she was in Smash 4. If there's one thing to keep in mind about Sheik in general in Ultimate, it's that she does a bit less damage per hit before the 1v1 damage multiplier, but has slightly less laggy moves. This doesn't apply to everything in her kit, but it does apply to her rapid jab, dash attack, up tilt, down tilt, and fair. Now, her nair and jab were just straight up nerfed in both regards, but to counteract that, her back air and down air were buffed in both regards. In the end though, all these moves seem to work relatively the same and will probably just be the same moves, but a bit safer than ever, but also doing a little bit less damage in combos. Moving on, tilting while running is a universal change that I think is honestly going to make Sheik way better on the ground, and maybe even better than she is in the air. All of her tilts are as fast or faster than before, and as we know, her tilts are some of the safest moves in the game, along with being top tier combo starters. Now, I also need to mention that in Ultimate, everybody seems to be moving a lot quicker now, and flowing much better, especially in the air. As well, everybody has less landing lag, including Sheik. What this means for Sheik though is that she's going to lose a bit of air control and be a little bit less speedy compared to everyone else, but she's going to gain more ground control than ever before. Balloon knockback is another quite important thing that everyone's mentioning, and honestly, balloon knockback doesn't really seem to hurt her as much as a lot of people thought it would. A lot of her combos actually are still mostly intact, and even her throw game seems to be working okay, which is amazing as a lot of the throw games in Ultimate seem to have at least kinda died a little bit, maybe just in the demo. So that's all fine and dandy, but I think the best universal change for her is the change to Rage. So far it seems that Rage was actually toned down at least a decent bit, and even if it's toned down like 10%, that's great for Sheik. Rage just got Sheik killed at super early percents as she was very light, and also it means that Sheik couldn't really get a lot of her combos working if she had a ton of Rage. Nerfing this is just a straight up buff to Sheik, and if you want to main Sheik in this game, it's honestly just going to be a very noticeable change that's going to help you a lot in every single match. Finally, I've been hearing that her needle combos actually work a lot better now in Smash Ultimate, and that would be great as it would allow for you to get a lot more confirms off of them, and so that they could be used quite a bit better offensively. And as well, I've heard down the grapevine that bouncing fish actually kills a decent amount earlier in this game, but as well is a bit slower, and it seems to be the case. Now the problem is that both of these are really hard for us to test at this point, but if they are true, as the statement goes, that will be great for Sheik because it'll give her a few more valid kill options and allow her to kill a lot earlier on, like she was able to do in early patches of Smash 4. As I said earlier, Sheik is my favorite character to watch because every player goes into each game with a different game plan, and so can you. She can play just about any way you want to, and you can actually pave your own path as this character, which a lot of characters you can't really do way too much. You can go extremely aggressive using your speed and low lag to apply continual pressure and get really damaging combos out. You can also decide to go really defensive and use your speed and needles along with your back air and nair to stop a lot of approaches. As well, you can maybe just play to get a ton of stage control, try to gimp out your opponent, or you could choose to just go for a ton of high damaging combos, but completely ignore stage control and just try to kill them based off of 50-50s. She can be played in just about any way that you want, and personally, this makes her very fun to mess around with. The one thing that you can't do with Sheik, though, is play stupid. I know that this applies to every character in the game, but with Sheik, she just doesn't have any real get-out-of-jail-free cards. She has almost no consistent 0 to deaths like Zero Suit Samus or Mario or a lot of other characters. And when you play Sheik, you need to be putting in your full effort and thinking about just about every single move, as there's no automatic win button for her in this game. The way you get kills, the way you get damage, everything has to be off of smart plays, and maybe even some 50-50 reads. And a lot of the times, it'll take some time to get going. If you can play with that patience though, you will get rewarded amazingly as this character. Speaking of patience, even when going aggressive, you actually still kind of need to be a little bit patient as this character. You need to see what your opponent does and condition them to make mistakes and then punish them with all of your tools and get as much damage as you can possibly get out. You can win the neutral by just doing what you do almost every single time as this character, but of course as well, you need to be smart. You don't have giant hitboxes. They're pretty small. If your strategy isn't working, change it up. If you're losing to a camper, maybe start camping yourself a little bit, or maybe start hanging around near the ledge, or maybe go super aggressive. Don't be afraid to try out new things or to play lame as this character, as long as it nets you the win. As well with Sheik, you actually need to win the neutral a lot more than most characters to stay ahead. You need to get a lot more percent on your opponent to kill them than they're probably going to have to get to kill you, so most of the time in the match, you have to keep that in mind. And don't think just because you're up a few percent that you're actually ahead in the match. Overall, get used to dying at 80% while your opponent is dying at 180%. If that happens to you though, don't get mad. Just go into the next stock and keep on playing. As well with this, of course, as Sheik, don't overextend. The kills will eventually come. You don't have a true Shoryuken, so you do kind of have to wait for them, but if you wait really patiently, a lot of the time the situation will open itself up, and if it doesn't by itself, you can oftentimes condition your opponent into making a mistake, which then you can punish and get the kill with your own smarts. Overall, her playstyle is all about being smart and using that to do just about any option you want. It's an easy one to grasp, but a really hard one to master. Add to this all of her movement options, mix-ups, and potential choices in a match you can use at any moment, and you've got yourself a character that can just kind of do it all, but needs the right driver to run her at maximum effectiveness. The best Sheiks to learn from for quite a while will be the Smash 4 Sheiks. The character is very similar to her, and even though we have many universal changes coming into Ultimate, learning Sheik's basic playstyle, basic movements, basic options through these players is a top tier strategy to be ahead early on. Personally, I recommend watching Mr. R, Zero, and Void, as they all have extremely consistent results as this character and are very smart players that apply consistent combos that change up how they play every single game. And yeah, I'd recommend putting your time in right now watching those players. Learning Sheik's really weird movement options is also a primary thing that you should try to learn as early as possible. From how to use bouncing fish properly and avoid its lag, to getting onto stage with it, to learning how to B reverse needles or wave bounce them, to C bouncing needles. There's a lot to learn with this character, and I'm going to leave some guides below just so you have a very easy access to the basics on all of this. Finally, I'd recommend going into the lab with a friend and trying out a huge variety of different combos and different strings on different weights of characters as Sheik. Sheik's a character that has some of the most varied combos in the entire game, and one chain that works perfectly on one weight oftentimes doesn't work at all on another weight. She's not like Mario where you can just go up air, up air, up air, and go for something after that. It really does change. Sometimes you need your nair, sometimes forward air, sometimes up air, sometimes back air. Practice with this character is really key, and overall I'd recommend just getting into a lot of matches into the lab, practicing with an opponent that's actually trying to get out of your combos, and try to figure out how you can stop them from getting out of these combos. This is really key to tacking on every extra percent as you can with Sheik, and will make every single punish count.
And there you go, all the reasons why you should be maining Sheik in Smash Ultimate. Now, if you have a certain character you want me to cover next, comment down below, hashtag the character name, why you should main. And of course, hit the subscribe button / notification button so you can actually see the guide when it comes out. As well, comment why you actually want to main Sheik and what your favorite parts of her moveset are in this game and in the past, or maybe just your favorite changes. Anyways, as always guys though, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button or click on the screen for a playlist a more Smash Ultimate video, specifically a Why You Should Main on Ryu or on Inkling. A lot of interesting characters. Anyways though, thank you for watching, and as always, have a smashing day.